Hello and welcome. My name's Elizabeth and I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. And wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, hello. If you're joining me from Zen Ladies, then hello Zen Ladies and welcome to this video. This video is about tapping and it's a really simple tapping technique to help lower stress levels. And I've written an ebook that goes along with this video as well, and you can find it on my Facebook page or you can find it on the Zen Ladies in the files. So let me go over what we're going to be doing. Firstly, I'm going to point out the tapping points that we're going to be using. We're going to be using the karate point, the karate chop point, and you can use like 3 or 4 fingers if you want. We're going to be tapping this 15 times or so, and then we're going to be going under the eye, where the eye socket is, right about the middle, and I'm going to be using 2 fingers to tap under here. And then I'm going to be going under the arm, about 4 or 5 inches under the arm, and I usually tap with my whole hand so that you make sure you get that tapping point. And we're going to be tapping it about 5 times or so, doesn't matter if you go over. And then finally we will be tapping the collarbone point, and if you find the notch here and go down an inch and then an inch to the side, then this is collarbone point. Your meridian points are mapped on either side of the body, so it doesn't matter which side you choose. When I get to the collarbone point, I usually tap both sides, and indeed some people tap both sides when they go through the routine, and if that works for you, then that works for you. And then finally at the end I'll be doing something called the floor to ceiling eye roll, and we'll be using something called the gamut spot, which is if you find like your small finger here and your ring finger and find the knuckle and go down the channel between the knuckle, maybe about an inch down or so. I usually use 3 fingers to make sure I get the point, and then we'll be continuously tapping this point while we do the floor to ceiling eye roll. Okay, so let's start. Firstly, I would like you to find something really simple that's maybe made you a bit stressed or anxious. Nothing big, because you'll be working at home on your own doing this, so just something really simple, that maybe somebody said something to you that annoyed you, or you waited in a queue too long, or this morning, but I'm going to be tapping on this. This morning I was cutting bread and I cut my finger, and I was really annoyed with myself because I didn't pay attention, and I'm still annoyed about it because it's throbbing like mad, so it is, and I've got a plaster on as well which keeps getting damp every time I wash something. So that's what I'm going to be tapping on. So if you take a minute just to think about something that's a slight annoyance or a slight worry, a slight anxiety, then you can stop the video if you want, just to think of something. And then when you've got your thing that you want to work in, and we only want one thing to work on, then I would like you to rate that from 1 to 10, where 1 isn't that bothersome and 10 is like really bothersome, really stressful. And for me, this finger thing, it's a 6 right now because it's like throbbing and annoying me and reminding me how silly I was. So I'm at a 6 on the scale, and the idea is when we go through our tapping routine, then the number on that scale comes down. So it does, and you start feeling a lot better about things in general. All right then, so let's start. So get your karate chop point, and what we want to be doing is just thinking about that thing that annoyed you or has worried you. I want you to focus in on it and just think about it and start tapping this point. 15 or so, it doesn't matter if you go over. And then we're going to go under the eye, under the arm, collarbone point, under the eye, under the arm, collarbone point, under the eye, under the arm, collarbone point. And then I'd like you to take a breath in and let it out. And just drop your shoulders and relax. And then just think about where you are on that scale from 1 to 10. And right now I'd say I went down to a 5. It's just good. It's going in the right direction, so it is. So I'm going to do another round. So I'm going to start tapping again while focusing in on the thing that made me annoyed about it. Lack of attention it was in the throb. Here we go. Cratty chop point, sorry, always get it mixed up. About 15 times. Then under the eye. Under the arm. Collarbone point. Under the eye. Under the arm. So you can see just there. Collarbone point. Under the eye. Under the arm. Collarbone point. And then take a breath in. Let it out. And I'd say now I'm about a 3. The idea is to get to a 4 or below. And when you get to a 4 or below, then we do this next thing. What we do is we tap on that channel just here between these two knuckles, called the gamut spot. We tap on that continuously. And we're going to do a funny thing, but this thing we're going to be doing is called instant relaxation, and it really does work. So what you do is you keep your head straight and you don't move your head at all. And you look all the way down to the floor, all the way down as far as you can go. Keep tapping. And then all the way up, as far as your eyes will take you until you can see the ceiling. And then back down to normal again. And stop tapping and take a breath in. And you'll find, hopefully, that your stress levels will have came down a bit and you'll have relaxed a lot more. And if you find that your number is slow to go down, then just keep going through that routine. Karate chop point, under the eye, under the arm, and your collarbone point until you get that number down. Okay, and then finish off on that gamut spot right there. Keep tapping and do the floor to ceiling eye roll. And actually you can do the floor to ceiling eye roll without doing all the tapping if you want a really quick way to relax as well. Okay, so goodbye from me, and if you're from Zen Ladies, goodbye from me and Sheena and Sharon. And remember to pick up your ebook, please. It just gives you a little bit of information about tapping. All right then, I'll leave you. Bye.